Let's go to the open line for the Cyclone Tools open line where Simon from Belmore's been waiting patiently. G'day, Simon.
G'day, guys. How are you today?
Great, Simon.
I saw the grand final last night. I mean, you guys carry on about parents like they won 11 grand final. But I think the best side ever is St. George's side. Once parents reach the 11 grand final, then they can start talking. And Nathan Cleary is not the best halfback. There's better halfbacks around.
Right.
Okay.
In the past, okay? I'm not a parent supporter. I'm a Dragon supporter, and I'm just giving my opinion.
Fair enough, Simon. We appreciate that. Let's get the view of Greg from Blacktown. G'day. Oh, hang on.
Hang on.
Hey, whoa,
hang on.
Sorry, folks. I didn't give that the gravitas that we were hoping for. Let's go to...
I don't think it's the right one.
Is it Grego from Blacktown? G'day, Greg.
G'day, mate. How you going?
Oh, it's Greg number 2.
Greg number 2 from
Greg
Blacktown.
number 2.
How are you, number 2?
Do you like vegetarian pizzas, Greg number 2?
Good, mate. How you going? I'll just ask a couple of quick questions of Fletch being the next Roosters player. Do you think if the Roosters keep going the way they are, I mean, you know, it's easy to say they were one game away from a grand final, but, mate, they were never going to make a grand final.
No.
They can't beat Melbourne. They can't beat Penrith. Do you think the Roosters are ever going to do anything about their coaching situation?
Well, I think the next year is a big test for Robbo. Huge test. He's been there, so he got there 2013, so it'll be 12 years next year. That's it's a long time being a head coach, saying the same sort of messages. I don't know. I really think this is probably, it's going to be a huge year for him because, as we all know, Nick Politis and that board don't take losing lightly. So they've lost a lot of good players, but they've got some good young kids coming up. So I feel that next year, if Robbo can sort of get within the 8, you know, finish 6th or 7th, the following year, I know they've got a good bunch of kids coming through. You've just got to hang on.
Hey, Grego, number 2. The only thing I'll ask is, and I get what you're saying, and then you've got some great points to raise there. The only thing I'll say is maybe you're running into Michael Phelps and Ian Thorpe, and maybe right now the only medal up for grabs is the bronze. If you didn't have Trent Robinson, who would actually get you any closer? Like who's out there right now that would get you any closer to Bellamy and Ivan Cleary than Trent Robinson? Do you know what I'm saying, Greg?
That's the $1 million question. And the thing is, guys, they don't lose 14-10 to Melbourne or Penrith, mate. They get belted every single game. And it's embarrassing, like it being a Roosters supporter. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, a lot of friends and family have said to me, oh, look, you know, he's doing well. He's one game away. They may as well have been 10 games away.
Yeah, well, so was everyone else.
Yeah,
so it was from 2nd down to 8.
So, Greg, I'll just put it back on you for a final time. Are you a Roosters fan, by the way?
Yeah, I am, and I'm very, very frustrated with the club, actually,
no, I understand.
Their inaction about this.
Yeah, but you're also frustrated because your club's had great success, so you've got very high expectations, which is fair enough as a fan. But what I want to ask you this is, if you had to put everything you have on the line for the Roosters to finish top 3 and next year, and your choice was to keep Trent Robinson or to trade him in for someone else, are you keeping Trent Robinson or are you trading him for someone else, and who would the someone else be?
Well, years ago, I think I'm a reasonable judge of football, but years ago, I would have brought Shane Flanagan back to the club. At least he would have put a bit of fight and a bit of, like, you know, a bit of...
but that's all good. Could be Wayne Bennett, could be any of those. You could have had Craig Fitzgibbon, but right now Flanagan's taken, Bennett's taken. Right now,
true. No, I don't know, guys. That's what I'm saying. I would have punted Robbo 3 years ago. I thought, you know, when 18 and 19 they were great years, and 20 I gave him the benefit of the doubt because we were up so long, and look what Penrith have done, of course. But after 21. That they haven't even looked competitive against the really good sides, and you know, like Fletch said, they've got to make the board has got to keep up with the modern game and that type of thing, because this is what happened to the Broncos, and before you know it, you know, the Broncos came last, and before you know it, the Roosters could be coming last or down near the bottom of the 8, and it's a long climb back.
How would you? What about if they did decide to move Robbo? And Nick, you know, in all his He's got a lot of power.
Yep.
And quite convincing. How would you feel about a Cooper Cronk Billy Slater combo?
Oh, you know what? I've thought about that the last couple of weeks. I listened to Cooper on the 360 and that type of thing. I know he's a bit like Billy. He's got a great job in the media and that type of thing. Cooper would never do it, but I tell you what, he would reinvigorate that club. He would get members on board. He would get sponsors. Okay, he might not get the results, but he would reinvigorate that club like you would not believe.
Did I say Cooper Cronk or Cooper Vuna?
He'd bring that no-nonsense Melbourne back to the club. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of no-negotiables playing for Melbourne, as we've seen lately, Penrith. But going back to Melbourne, I think he'd bring back that Melbourne to the Roosters, and that's what the Roosters desperately need.
I tell you what a lot of people would sign up for, Greg, and this is how fickle coaching is. Trent Robinson's coached for 12 years at your club. He's got 4 minor premierships. He's got 3 premierships. He's got a second. He's got another second. He's got a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh. Having missed the finals just once in those 12 years. So I reckon a lot of people would take that. But I understand people want everything and they want it now. I totally understand. Maybe they do need a change. I don't know. Maybe he needs a change. I don't really know. But I just feel like right now, Cleary and Bellamy have just got some recipe that's so far in front of everyone else right now. And I don't know. There's a better option than Trent Robinson out there, to be honest with you. 1300-01-1170. Let's go to Parramatta where John's there. G'day,
boys.
Hey, Johnny.
G'day, boys. How are you?
Good, Johnny. What's happening?
Mate, I'm not ruining you up. I just said there before me on there. But honestly, they want bloody miracles. I mean, the poor guy. I'm not an eastern suburb. I hate him sort of thing on there. But mate, he got him the 13th. What's his name? He beat 13, 14 different teams on there, So I mean, what do you want? Mate, I reckon he's got the best bloody record. If you go back on their 13 years, how many coaches got, like you just said on there, got seconds, thirds, so on, so on, so on. On there, they want miracle out of him. They want blood on there. But I didn't win you about that. But
hang on, just on that, John. So just for context, so the Warriors finished the season in 13th this year. The year prior to him taking over, they were 13th, the Roosters, and as I said, 3 premierships, 4 minor premierships, only one time missing the top 8. I think every Warriors fan, if they knew they could sign up to a 12-year deal for that, they would.
Yeah, well, the only thing is they've had the best roster.
Yeah, that's true.
In the competition for, I would say, definitely the last 5 years.
Yeah, amongst the best roster. I don't disagree.
When you look at it, paper,
but
paper.
But they've often that key position. They haven't had the best player in that key position, have they?
Yeah.
When Cronk left, they haven't really nailed down the 7.
Yeah.
Sammy Walker's all in front of him. Anyway, it's all opinion-based. Let's go to Jimmy, who's up there in Ipswich. G'day, Jim.
Joel, Fletch, how's going? Listen to you all the time.
Yes,
thanks, Jimmy.
You're both great players in your day. So, up the mighty Panthers, been a Panther supporter for a very long time. Now, I've got a debate for you. I would like to start the debate. Well, this is my opinion on the greatest teams of the greatest eras.
Yep.
St. George.
Yep.
Penrith.
Yep.
St. George. When the tackle limitations started in 1967, they won 3 premierships.
Yep.
66, 77, 79. So they did not win any premierships in a row when the tackle limitations started. However, Penrith and Parramatta did. Penrith, in my opinion, unbiased though, is the greatest team of all time. After the tackle limitations started. If you go over all time, you're probably looking at St. George. I'd like to get your opinion on this matter. Going from 67 onwards, taking out all those premierships in a row, who is the better team? Who's the best team?
I don't want to discredit St. George and what they achieved, but there are some factors, and there was 12 teams in the competition when they were winning all their games. They had there was no salary cap, all that. I truly think it's impossible and unfair to both teams to criticise the NRL era comfortably. But I even go back, and I said this at the start of the show, Jimmy, is the great Raiders team. How good were they? They got 2 in a row. The great Broncos team, and this was out of salary cap era, they got 2. So all I know is this team right now, the Panthers, I've got no idea how they compare to St. George back in the 50s and 60s. But
unlimited tackles, it makes it a totally different game.
It's a different sport.
Different sport.
It's a different sport.
Because the rules aren't the same.
No.
So you didn't need kicking.
Wasn't professional.
It is hard in different eras.
Yeah, it's impossible, and it's...
Well, let's just say the Panthers have been the best side for the last 60 years.
Yeah.
Are we happy with that? 50 years.
Yeah, that's right. And they're not, yeah.
I'm happy with that. But that Dragons team, my dad told me how great they were, and I agree. That's why I started following rugby league when I heard about Norm Prove and Reg Gazner and Johnny Rape. That's why I started loving rugby league, and these guys are immortals, and that's why I'm saying I'm not dissing them. I'm just saying the people ringing up St. George fans saying, "Oh, we're the greatest team." They're different eras. You can't compare the eras. And then you look at Bradley Clyde and the Raiders in the late 80s, and the Parramatta team of the 80s, and the Manly team of the 80s and early 90s. You can't. Every team was great in their own way, shape, and form. If you're going on a team performance over the last 6 years, then maybe the Panthers, yes. You don't win 4 premierships in a row every year. So thanks very much for taking my call, boys.
No,
Great
right, Jimmy.
call, and I look forward to listening to you next year.
Good on you, Jimmy. Good on you, Jimmy. Let's go from a Jimmy to a Willie from Para. Hey, Willie.
I think it's Villy.
Oh, Villy.
Is it Villy?
Billy, yes, that's me.
Oh,
Hey, Villy.
Villy Manilli.
How are you, boys?
Blame it on the rain.
Billy with the Willie.
I hope you're not miming this, Villy. Go.
Boys, I got to talk to you about my 8-year-old nephew yesterday watching the footy. He's a Panther supporter.
Yep.
His whole family's all Dragons. He's been watching footy for the last 4 years, and he's only known success.
Yep.
He didn't even celebrate yesterday.
Really?
It was just like another day to him.
Wow.
And he doesn't know. We're sitting there, the whole family, a lot of kids watching it. They don't know what they've just seen and what they've witnessed the last 4 years from this Panther side.
Hey, Villy.
I'm a Bulldog supporter.
Yep.
I'm still clutching to 2004.
Well, mate, you've got a good coach there who knows that formula, so you're probably in better place than most. So I shared earlier in the program, Villy, about my personal journey with the Panthers. I thought, their first premiership, who are these wankers, very cocky, carrying on. Second year, I thought, well, you can't go back to back, and they're too Larry. They got it done. Third year, I'm thinking, ooh, tell you what, I wouldn't mind seeing this. I've never seen this before, so I'm on their back. Come to the fourth year, now I'm going, it's the first year I've had no tip in a grand final. I just refused to give a tip. Both champion teams, both in any other era, deserve to win a competition. But I just thought, if we see this, we'll never see it again. And look how humble and respectful and they've all been. So I've completely shifted on my journey supporting the Penrith Panthers. How have you seen it? Similarly?
Yeah, 2021, hated them.
Yep.
Hated everything about them, wanted them to lose every game,
Yep.
and now I'm backing them with everything. It's just good to see, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's history being made. It's good to be part of history.
Yep, absolutely. And that's all your nephew knows. 1300 01 1170 is a way to have your say, or text 0457 736 736. Lots of other callers waiting to have their say. Pam's there, Brian's there, John's there. We'll try and get to those as soon as we can on the Cyclone Tools call line right after this on the Run Home with Joel and Fletch.